Hey everybody, welcome to The Dose. My name is Brian. You know, something's been troubling me recently. I have two daughters, 7 and 10. And my daughters are playing soccer and they're now getting at those ages in school where, they're competing basically. They're, taking exams and they're getting graded and that kind of thing on their actual performance. But one of the trends that I see a lot is the whole everyone gets a medal, or everyone gets a trophy, or everyone gets a ribbon philosophy that's being permeated throughout the schools now. And I understand where it comes from, right? You don't want kids to feel bad about themselves or have self-esteem issues because they didn't score first or second or third, on the test or in the talent show. But I mean, even the talent show doesn't have winners and losers anymore. The science fair doesn't have winners and losers anymore. It seems like the winners and losers part of education is being taken out and replaced with everybody gets recognized for participating. And on the surface, I can understand where that comes from. But here's my challenge with it, is that in the real world, there are winners and losers. And people would say, well, that's not fair. It is the way it is. And just because we teach our children in school that there are no winners and losers doesn't mean that when they get out into the workforce that they're not going to get beaten out from that promotion by the person next to them who's more qualified because that person understood there are winners and losers. It doesn't mean that when it comes time for them to, get a promotion at their job and they get edged out by the person that's been there less time, because that person that's been there less time understood that there were winners and losers and worked hard to be the winner, and they don't understand and think that life's not fair. But it's not that life's not fair, it's just that there are winners and losers and they didn't know. See, we have to teach ourselves and our children that as unfair as it may seem, there are winners and losers in life. And that you must be responsible for your actions and you must strive to win. You must win. You have to have the attitude of I must win. You must always have this, because if you don't, you'll be a mediocre performer at best. And mediocre performers will be beat out by those that understand that there are winners and there are losers. But if we don't teach ourselves and our children that this concept is true, then they'll feel as though they were being treated unfairly, or that they never had a chance to begin with, which is kind of true. If you don't tell children that there are winners and losers, if you don't tell children that you can be better and be best and be recognized for being best, then they'll never really strive for it. And if they never really strive for it, they'll never perform at the levels that they're capable of performing at. One of the reasons for having competition, for having winners and losers, is to give people an incentive to perform to their highest potential. And without that incentive, where is it? How can we be achievers if we have no incentive to achieve? And so I believe that we must teach our children that there are winners and losers, because there are. In 1984, Mary Lou Retton scored a 10 out of 10 in the Olympics and was a gold medalist. And everyone remembers Mary Lou Retton. Who got the silver? I don't know either. And that's the point, right? If you're the winner, if you're the gold medalist, your face is on the Wheaties box. If you're second place, nobody remembers who you are. In professional sports like golf, if you're a -5 or a -6 handicap, you're making millions of dollars, the best in the world. If you're a -2, you're a nobody and it costs you money to play. There are consequences to not being the best. There are consequences to not being in the top 3%. There are consequences to being on the loser side as opposed to the winner side. And those consequences are mediocrity and struggle and strife and all the things that we have to deal with when we are not listed in the column that says achievers or winners at the top. Because in this world that we live in, as unfortunate or unfair as it may be, there are winners and losers. And that's what a program like this is designed for each and every one of us to do, is to get ourselves on the side of the winners, to learn the principles and the techniques and the things that are out there that will teach us how to strive to win. Because when you strive to win, it's not just the winning, it's the person you become in the growth process of learning to win that will create a magnificent life for you. And that's the dose. So you know what to do. Make it a great weekend.